today are going on to the final 20 of our Christmas campaign ideas. I'm going to miss these, I think, but yeah, it's all fun. So people are still joining, so great to see so many of you. Good morning, everyone. I'm Hannah, the head of social at Maybe, and joined by the lovely Sarah, who is our head of growth. So you're probably aware now, because you'll have been on some previous webinars, that what we've been doing for these weeks leading up to Christmas is going through 100 Christmas campaign ideas, just to give you some inspiration as to how you can get your socials sparkling like the star at the top of your Christmas tree, Sarah, this afternoon. So we're on to our final 20. So we're on to the last ones, but hopefully you've all got some great ideas so far, and that will continue today when we go through the final 20 ideas. So what we'll do is we'll run through the ideas and we'll pick a select few of them to hop into Maybe to bring those ideas to life with a bit of AI magic. So yes, it's always fun, isn't it, doing these, Sarah? We love them.
We have a wonderful time. Yes, we certainly do.
We will we'll miss them, but then we'll have something just as wonderful to do in the new year, I'm sure.
Yes, I think we're planning on looking at some campaigns for the new year, aren't we, around, you know, the sales, and then moving forwards towards Valentine's and Easter, and, you know, they'll all be here before we know it. But there's lots of really good content that we're planning to put together, isn't there, for inspirational ideas.
Totally. And what I love about these is obviously this is very much Christmas themed, as has, you know, the last number of weeks, but it's really to demonstrate how you can kind of just take an idea that you like and bring it to life with AI, you know. So we've shown that in seconds you can take an idea, create numerous posts, you know, images, and seconds isn't an exaggeration, is it? It really is that quick that you can just take something that you like, that you want to put some words to and put an image to, and AI will kind of do the rest for you. So yeah, it's brilliant. So this is the download. So we will share this obviously afterwards if you haven't got it already. So there's been 100 ideas. So what we'll do on the next couple of weeks is we'll just do a bit of a recap, just to go through some of your favorites that you let us know that you really like on these webinars. So so we'll still keep the Christmas theme leading up to Christmas. So don't worry, it's not going to disappear after this week. But what we're going to do is do the last 20 today, and then as I said, we'll do some favorites over the next couple of weeks as well. So let us know if you've got any in particular that you want us to focus on. So we're starting on number 81. So as we do, we'll run through the ideas. Do pop in the Q&A what type of business you're from, because we will talk about each of these ideas and kind of how you can use them on your social media. But obviously, if you want us to look at it from the perspective of your actual business, pop what type of business you are in the Q&A, and we can obviously do that just to hopefully give you some inspiration specifically for what type of business you are. So let's go, Sarah, shall we?
Yes.
Amazing. So 81, we're starting with holiday card exchange. So this is just a nice community feel to this post, in terms of it's just saying, you know, join our card exchange and participate, and we'll pair you up with a card buddy. So I think we were saying a couple of weeks ago that I think the sending of Christmas cards is nowhere near as prevalent as it used to be, because obviously things have gone digital, and you know, some people still write them. But I remember my granny, for example, she used to write what seemed like hundreds of cards at Christmas to post, and that doesn't really happen anymore, does it? So in some ways it's a shame that's been lost. So this is just a nice thing, especially if you've got like a Facebook group or a nice engaged community that follow your business. It's just quite a nice one to actually do, just to share the joy of sharing cards.
Well,
so
yeah, well, I was looking online the other day, and there are actually, this is actually quite a thing, in that there are groups that you can join where people literally share Christmas cards with each other, and it's just a really lovely way of engaging with people who are perhaps more isolated from community, that are a bit lonely, that wants sharing some Christmas cheer. There was one I found, you know, there was like 30,000 members in this group. It's extraordinary, but I just think it's such a nice idea. It's just a really nice way of just being thoughtful and you know, getting yourself out there. But, you know, to engage in some of these pages, you know, as you and your business, you know, it gets the awareness out there. and show a touch of kindness. It's kindness goes a long way.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, that's such a lovely way to think about it, is people that are maybe a bit lonely at Christmas. Not everyone's got a big family around them at Christmas, and so everyone should receive some joy, and therefore that's a lovely way to actually do it, isn't it? Bring your community together. So yeah, that's a very, very a very nice one, I think. And then the next one's Christmas craft workshops. So this is something, kind of for the parents and the kids, especially once the kids are broken up from school. You can actually share them on Instagram Live. You could share some videos on Reels, just showing, your creative side and creating decorations. So it's just a nice way to help the parents, say, to give them some activities to do with the kids, but also, handmade decor is a lovely touch to your Christmas decorations. So
absolutely. I mean, Christmas wreath making it's a huge thing, isn't it? And people make all sorts of different things, not just your traditional, fern and holly. It's people are using baubles, or they use different, all sorts. It's feathers, and there's one lady down the road from me who's got pink feathers on hers.
Really?
Yes, it's very snazzy.
Okay.
Yes, I think she's got a house full of young girls, children. Everything is pink. Yes.
Yeah.
But it's a nice thing to share, isn't it? It gets people engaged.
Definitely. Well, video is the most engaging type of content, isn't it? So if it's something a bit different, it's going to catch people's attention and they're going to watch. And obviously by sharing these things, not only are you kind of giving people guidance and tips and sharing your expertise, but you're also getting your business name in the forefront of their minds. And that's the whole point of all of these, really, is ultimately whatever type of post it is, whether it is sharing joy, sharing tips, it's your business name is therefore in the minds of people, and that's the main aim of all of it, really, is to get people thinking about you and then hopefully shopping with you at Christmas. This one really appeals to me. Holiday reading challenge. This is a really nice one for book lovers, obviously. And you don't have to be a bookshop to run this. You could, obviously it's perfect for a bookstore, but you could be a business that just runs a Facebook page or group. You've got a nice engaged following that would be interested in this. But I think lots of people probably put books on their Christmas list. Lots of people will receive new books at Christmas. So having a bit of a reading challenge just makes it a bit of a group effort, I suppose, and a nice sort of group feel to actually doing that, and the perfect excuse to cozy up with a hot chocolate or whatever your tipple is over Christmas and open up your new book. So I like that one. Are you a reader, Sarah? Do you like have you got lots of books?
I'm not an avid reader. Well, I'm a bit sporadic. Might find a book and I get really stuck into it, and then I'll read 3 or 4 in a row after it, and then I'll sort of perhaps not pick one up for another 3 or 4 months.
Life takes yeah.
But I plan on, I've got a little extra annual leave this year, so I'm finishing early for Christmas. So I'm planning on having at least 1, if not 2 days of being utterly lazy on the sofa with a book and a Baileys, maybe.
Well, that sounds like bliss. That really does. And then 84th Christmas trivia. So, people love to find out about what Christmas is all about. So I like this one. I think this is a perfect one to hop into the AI and have a look at what it can generate for us. But the post is all about testing your Christmas knowledge. So you could just share trivia just to entertain people, or you could run it as a giveaway. If people can guess the answer, they win a yummy prize or a beautiful prize. It doesn't have to be a big prize, just something to get people talking and get people engaged. So without further ado, let's hop over into AI. So I'm going to copy this actual post and take it over into maybe not to use it as it is, because we will create some captions, but just so we've got what we're actually looking for. So if you're already into your maybe account, this obviously is what your account will very much look like. If not, we'll share a link afterwards. So do hold on to the end of the webinar. We'll share that link, and then you can actually book in a call with one of us, and more likely the lovely Sarah, but if not, one of the rest of the team, to get you actually started. And you can obviously get started on your free trial. But we're going to go into our social planner. This is where you post all your social content and create a new post. And So this is where you would type your caption, but I'm actually going to click AI and generate with AI. I'm just going to paste that caption in just so I know what it was we were looking for. So post to test people's knowledge with Christmas trivia. There we go. We'll take out this because obviously we want it to generate the caption for us, but we definitely want that as a keyword in there. Writing tone.
Oh, we've had lots of fun with this, haven't we? Christmas trivia, though. Well, let's have a bit of bold. I don't think we've done bold before, have we?
Have some when I was on a call with a customer the other day, and we actually did one that I hadn't done as well, and I think it was masculine or dramatic. So yeah, even though we've I'll say played with this, but obviously worked very hard using this, Sarah. We don't lose lots of time having fun generating stuff at all. So that's all we've done. We've put in a brief title, a brief description, keywords. We want that to be in every post. So that's what you put in your keywords, picked our writing tone and number of variations. And then the length of the content will be determined by probably the platform and just obviously how long you're looking for your post to be. And then we click generate.
Well, I quite like the medium length because it's sort of just enough. You can either do a really nice long Facebook or Instagram post, or you can actually really easily split them out into more than one post. It just gives lots of ideas. Oh, here we go. Get ready to put your Christmas knowledge to the test. I love the emojis. Think you're a holiday expert? Prove it with our daily dose of mind-boggling Christmas trivia. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram for your daily fix of brain-teasing questions that will challenge even Santa himself. Love that.
I just love the way it obviously the different tones, you know, clearly word it differently, but it just always delivers, doesn't it? It really does.
Always. Think you know everything about Santa Claus? Are you expert on holiday traditions? Or maybe you're a pro at remembering famous Christmas movie quotes. Well, it's time to prove it. So it's suggesting you drop a new question every day that people will scratch their head over and ponder over the jingle bells. Yuletide wisdom. It's wonderful though, isn't it? Because I mean, you have got several different ideas there.
And they're all very usable. I mean, what kind of you might want to do is actually go back. So if you click generate new content, it'll go back, but it'll keep all the details that you put in. And then we can actually put, please include one piece of Christmas trivia in each post. Just so if you wanted to actually include the trivia in the post, you can. So it just shows you can go back and forth, because obviously AI is only going to deliver on what you've asked it to do. So obviously, you know, the more specific you are.
There you go. Did you know in what country did the Christmas tradition of putting up a Christmas tree begin? Stay tuned for more intriguing trivia. As that's quite good because it's engaging.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you know that the tradition of hanging stockings by the fireplace originated from a popular legend about a kind-hearted saint? Who knew? Let's unravel fascinating facts like these every day. So there you go. You can come in every day, come up with a nice bit of Christmas trivia, and you've got people engaging. And they will engage. They'll have their own trivia, won't they? Their own traditions. And, you know, can use a follow-up comment maybe for asking them to engage and tell you that, you know, their Christmas trivia. That's lovely.
And then we could also put, like if I was doing this, I think, well, I need to know the answer to the trivia. So I just put that. Now, obviously, you might not want to include the answer in the post. You might, as Sarah said, include that, you know, in the thread later on. So once people have kind of had a number of guesses, you know, you could say the answer will be revealed later today. There we go. It was Germany that started this tradition of putting trees up, Sarah. I didn't know that.
There you go.
And who? Oh, it's Saint Nicholas. That's my husband's name. And he is very much a saint as well. He's in the kitchen. He can hear me. So some brownies.
Say, crikey.
Yeah, he's just looked at me. He knows I'm not I'm not necessarily saying that genuinely. And which country was credited with starting the, oh, that's the same as the first one. Brilliant. So we've got 3 there. They're all posts that are extremely usable. You know, and what you could do, as Sarah said, is you could actually use all 3. That could be kind of 3 posts, you know, leading up to Christmas. You've got the start of a campaign. But let's start with that one. So you just click copy and you can edit just there, or click continue and it'll pull your post through to here. And then obviously you'd want a call to action. So obviously you want to put something in here that, you know, is what you want your audience to actually do. So it might, you know, be, and I think this is probably the most appropriate thing to do here, is just comment below, you know, what are your answers, obviously. But, you know, you might want people to click through to something on your website or something like that. But I think the comment thing is probably the most likely on a post like this. Then you might not have an image that's perfect to go with this post. So you can create one using AI. So puzzled Santa Claus, because Santa may not know the answer to some of these. So let's try. Now you just put in, again, it only needs to be brief details, but obviously the more specific you are, the more it will match what you're looking for.
It's that pesky generate button. Sometimes I think when I've clicked it, it's going to do it. And then, oh, that's brilliant.
It's amazing, isn't it? I only put 1 variation, didn't I? Let's have a look at a few more. So this just shows how you can go back and forth, his chins. Sorry, Santa, I wasn't claiming that you had a double chin. He might have under that beard, who knows? Oh, there, he looks puzzled there, doesn't he? It looks like he's been on the sherry a little bit as well, I think. It's probably
Apparently our Santa likes a tot of whiskey.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, yes.
Nice.
Which one looks the most puzzled?
I think he's quite.
Oh, I love them. He looks more sort of slightly surprised, doesn't he? Let's go with this Santa. We could be here all day picking, and that's it. You know, we've generated a lovely engaging post, an eye-catching image. I mean, I would stop scrolling if I saw that image and think, what's this all about? Let me have a look. And that's it. You know, we've generated a post. You could post that to all of your channels. You know, you'd want to tweak it for each channel, obviously, but there is a lovely post from one of our ideas. Love it. So let's hop back. Because we need to whiz through.
I know we've got lots to get through today, haven't we?
We do. So 85 holiday donation drive. So this is going back to spreading the kindness, you know, and this is just getting people to share the kind of positive things that they're doing to help other people that maybe aren't as well off, you know, or don't have as many families, you know, maybe people that are, you know, lonely or poorly or whatever, but people in need. How are people giving back and actually spreading that kindness at Christmas? Because I think sharing that just touches your heart, doesn't it? Just to show that it's not all about gifts under the tree. You know, for people that do have a warm home and lots of loving family, it is about spending time at home with your family. But obviously a lot of people aren't as fortunate, and therefore, you know, spreading that kindness to others is really, really important. And therefore sharing those efforts on social just shows just the goodness of human nature, I think. And I think that's
and I saw a fabulous there's the Salvation Army are running a fantastic campaign at the moment where you can donate gifts that, you know, for all ages of people that are in your community to, you know, donate a couple of things. But, you know, you're doing something great for charity and great for your community, but you're also showing your customers your kindness, because actually people like to buy from people they like, and that they consider have good values and good morals and so on. So what we got next?
Christmas wish list. So posting your own wishes. It's just a nice engaging post, you know, like you could post because people love to see a bit behind the scenes about a business and find out, you know, about the people behind a business. So just sharing what's top of your Christmas list. just, I suppose, does that, but also encourages other people to maybe do the same as well. So yeah, nice touch that is. Holiday dance challenge, a great one for video, a great one for lives. If you're having a Christmas party, dare you go live and show some of those shapes that are being thrown on the dance floor? Why not? You know, it's fun. So showing off those festive grooves is bound to get people engaged and entertain them. Then you've got a virtual Christmas party. So this is definitely fun, but again, it also kind of appeals to those people that maybe can't get out and go to Christmas parties, you know. Join virtually. It's a lovely thing to do, you know, either just for fun or, you know, for that, you know, in terms of giving back to your community. You know, why not host a virtual Christmas party the week before Christmas for, you know, some of your customers, and you could just share some trivia, some jokes, all raise a glass together, whatever you wanted to do, you know, don your festive hats. And
I think that would be a good one to take into maybe. It's quite nice, isn't it?
It is. It's just, you know, obviously everyone through the pandemic got used to doing a lot of things virtually. And it's nice that, you know, clearly we don't have to do that anymore, but it just shows that things like that can work really well, doing them virtually, can't they? So
should we drop that in, that idea into AI and see what it comes up with?
Virtual Christmas party. Let's see. Right. Sorry, Santa. Okay, so let's have a look. That's really brief. So we've not given any details here as to what the virtual Christmas party is about. So it's got to be excited. And let's go.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how creative it is. Oh, look at that. Get ready for the most festive virtual Christmas party ever. Attention to all party animals and merrymakers. We're thrilled to invite you to our sensational virtual Christmas party. Join us as we celebrate the holiday season in style, right from the comfort of your own home. I mean, this is a soiree you won't want to miss. Dress up in your most dazzling holiday attire, grab some eggnog. How's it know about eggnog? Get ready to jingle all the way with us. Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, because we didn't say what the party was going to include, did we, at all? We just said virtual Christmas party, and yet it's included. Put on your holiday attire, grab some eggnog, dance to live music, test your trivia. Well, I mentioned trivia, but I didn't put it into the AI. Virtual cocktail making, that's a lovely one, isn't it?
It's a great idea.
Love it. Surprises, games, giveaways throughout the night. Lovely. Yeah, I'd love that. And again, by doing that, you know, obviously, clearly you are building a connection with customers, or further building that connection you've got with your customers. So, you know, it's a lovely thing to host, but also customers will remember that this is something that you actually did. And therefore, you know, it's just keeping your brand in their mind all of the time, you know, and obviously it just clearly it's will give them such a, you know, a positive feeling about your business.
Oh,
So
this is lovely.
Isn't it?
RSVP now by clicking on the link in our bio or visiting our website. Ah, great. So then that's inspiration. Oh, I need to add a link in my website or put a link to an invite. And then you can, and then you've got the opportunity when they sign up for the party, you're basically, you're creating a lead because you're getting their name and their email address.
Yeah.
And then you've got them in your CRM. You can send them more information about things. So you might have reached out to, you know, to people that aren't already existing customers on your post. So I think that's a really good idea, because at the end of the day, what are we creating content for? We're creating content that's going to engage people and that will drive sales. That's what we want.
Yeah.
So I think that's really nice.
let's use that top one. And then, oh, sorry, Santa. Right. So, well, we'll see what it comes up with by just putting virtual Christmas party in first of all. Colourful. This is an interesting one. So I don't know what it's going to come up with, because clearly you could imagine a Christmas party. Oh, they're lovely images. They are. I don't, obviously not necessarily showing off a virtual Christmas party, but that's beautiful.
They are lovely, aren't they? That's quite nice.
Yeah.
And then you just choose one and drop it into your post, don't you? And then you're ready to go.
I like that. Let's go with that one. There. Perfect. And obviously, you know, you tweak it for what you're looking to include in the party. But, you know, sometimes by doing this, you know, because we put virtual Christmas party and I hadn't thought of half of the things that it's thought of in this post. So it actually gives you then a steer as to, well, what to do within your party. So yeah, that's a lovely one. Right, let's hop back to our ideas. Festive playlist. Everyone loves the Christmas tunes, or most people do. So, you know, curating a playlist for people to actually listen to is a lovely touch to put on while they're wrapping their presents. So that's just a nice thing that really, you know, you don't have to be a business that's got any sort of musical background to share that. Obviously, that could be any business could do that. Christmas wish wall. So post your wishes on Instagram. So this is actually kind of building sort of a Christmas wish wall. So, you know, that could be virtually building that by putting some graphics together, or it could literally be a physical wish wall in your store. You could ask people to pick their favorites of the products that you actually offer, you know, and we'll put it on the wish wall. You know, a great one to do that then not only kind of drops hints to loved ones as to what you actually want, but just you know, spreads the word about the products that you actually offer too. So that's quite a nice one.
Yeah, our local jeweler, she's very good at it. You can literally fill in a little card and of what you quite fancy, and then when your husband comes in, she's got it all in our CRM, and she knows exactly what to steer the chaps towards. Very clever, very clever. Could be the same with lingerie even, or I don't know, homeware, or, you know, everyone loves something for the home. Not a Hoover, perhaps. I think I might murder my husband if he bought me a Hoover.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, nice cushions, or a throw, or a, you know, a lamp, or a, could be all sorts, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Christmas tree showcase. You know, pictures of nicely decorated trees make great social content, don't they? So filling social with those is a great idea. So you can encourage your customers to share photos of their tree, and you know, obviously that really is sparking a conversation with people then, and because people tend to love to show off what they've actually done to their homes at Christmas. So why not get them talking on your posts and sharing their pictures on your posts? Holiday travel stories. Some people do jet off for Christmas, so you know, it's nice to share those on social, or indeed where they've traveled that year. So that obviously works perfectly for travel agents, you know, but any business could encourage their customers to kind of share what their plans are for Christmas. And if they're jetting off, it's just nice to share and nice to talk about it. So why not? A great hint to spark a conversation, isn't it? So that's a good one.
Oh, there's another one which I also thought was a really good idea, where you put a little note in with your parcel. So it might be a teddy bear, it might be a handbag, it might be a t-shirt, it might be a dress, or, you know, anything really. And the challenge is to take a photo of you with that item in their holiday destination and tag you in. So you sort of see where your items end up over Christmas that people have bought from you.
Yeah.
I think that's always quite a nice one. And it doesn't need to be a little note in a thing, or, you know, or something on social to say, right, if you buy anything from me this Christmas, please can you take a photo of it wherever, you know, some glamorous holiday destination? That would be marvelous.
Yeah, lovely. Obviously very Instagrammable as well. A nice picture of your beautiful hat on the beach or something like that, isn't it? So yeah, as long as customers are happy to, great for user generated content if they're happy for you to share it. So yeah, lovely. Lots of businesses do this, but Christmas Eve countdown, you know, great to kind of count down on Christmas Eve hourly to, you know, the big day. So helps to build the excitement, but, you know, also you could share some last minute gift ideas, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's a nice one. And we've got 94 festive charades. So lots of people play this at Christmas, so why not make it social content? You can activate some of your favorite holiday movies or songs and actually share them on Instagram stories, on reels, in your posts, however you wanted to actually do that. And obviously, you know, you could challenge all of your customers and friends. Christmas morning recipes. So Christmas is obviously all about food. Lots of people love a Christmas breakfast or brunch just as much as Christmas lunch. So why not get actually sharing them on your socials? So we did have earlier in this list about sharing Christmas recipe ideas. So this is specifically looking at Christmas morning recipes and kind of what people tend to have for breakfast. I must admit, I don't tend to have a lot for breakfast on Christmas Day because, you know, you've got a huge lunch coming up, but some people do really go all out.
Do you not? I was going to say, what's your traditional breakfast? Yeah, we're up. We have scrambled eggs and smoked salmon, and we open a bottle of champagne, and then we have all that together, and then we open presents, and then we don't actually have our Christmas meal until about 4 o'clock generally.
That works then. Yeah, definitely.
And then obviously it's turkey sandwiches at 10 o'clock, and you know, and a few Quality Street, and off to bed, you know, with a glass of Baileys.
Full of food and having had a great day. Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect Christmas, that is. You just summed it up in like a couple of sentences. The perfect Christmas day. Oh, lovely. Holiday plant swap. This is quite a specific one, but you know, this is about sharing photos of plants you'd like to swap with other plant lovers. So it wouldn't be an idea that even popped into my head, this, but actually, you know, works extremely well for obviously florists, you know, DIY stores, that sort of thing. People might have, you know, in their lounge a large plant where they'd like to swap it for a smaller plant. So I've never even thought of this idea before, but actually I quite like it, I think. Rather than actually go out and buy a new plant, why not swap your plants? I don't know if I'd have any to swap because I've probably killed them off beforehand, but yeah, I've never thought of this idea, but I can see why it would work. And then we've got 3 left. So Christmas light show. So you could show you switching on the lights on your tree, obviously, which most people will have done by now. Or, you know, just switching on the lights in your store in the morning, lighting up your, you know, window display, just anything like that. You know, I think Illumination Street Week is actually this week. So it started on Monday. So use that hashtag as well. And that's all about obviously different places showing off their light displays in different streets, towns, and businesses. So this one actually fits perfectly with that too. So if you do use that one, why not use that hashtag as well? And that will obviously join you up with anyone else that's actually posting about that topic, but also mean that your post is likely to get seen by a lot more people if they're actually engaged with that awareness day. So it's good. Penultimate idea, festive doodle challenge. So just encouraging people to get creative and share their holiday themed doodles and pictures, and you could even offer a prize. Works for any business, but especially obviously arts and crafts, DIY, that sort of thing.
Maybe AI would be good for this one, I think.
Yes,
I'd
great.
be interested to see what the pictures you know, the images, the AI images it comes up with.
I'm going to.
So that's quite a nice creative one.
It is. Let's go in. Seems such a waste not to post these, doesn't it, Sarah? But hopefully other people to
Well, it does, of course, all save in the, and just underneath the marketing tab, there's a tab that says automation. So any content you create using the AI gets saved in there for you. So even if you're just having a play now, thinking about what you're going to post next week or next month or even next year, you can create your content and then you can save it in your automation.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it?
Mm.
There we go. Did you say with this one, I think you can sort of imagine what the copy would be, but let's have a look. And then
Funny, yes, I like that.
Let's try. So we'll generate some copy and then we'll have a look, as you say, at the AI images and what that actually generates.
And of course, everybody, obviously this webinar is sponsored by Bira. So anybody that is a member of Bira can come along and have a 14-day free trial and come and have a play, create your Christmas content. And there's 50% off your Social Plus account if you're a member of Bira. Stay on the call because we've got a special link for you so that if you haven't already got your account, we can get you set up. So we've got this one. This is the penultimate. We've got one more to do, and then we'll share your link so that you can sign up and get involved.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh, look at that. That's brilliant. Want to see your holiday themed doodles that will make Santa's elves jealous? Share your masterpieces using the hashtag Doodle Challenge, and let's inspire creativity together. Whether you're a professional or just a scribble enthusiast, everyone is welcome to participate. It's just so nice. Take a peek at the incredible doodles already posted by fellow artists, from snowmen with attitude to reindeer rocking sunglasses. The possibilities are endless. Let your imagination run wild. Show us what you've got. Don't be shy. I mean, it's so nice, so engaging. It's fun.
Something great to get the kids doing while you're wrapping the presents or something like that. It's just a lovely one for all the family to get involved in, isn't it?
Yeah. And of course, people get really into all these colouring books and things at Christmas, don't they? It's sort of mindful colouring, which is I always find really relaxing.
Right there. So I'm going to use that one because here there was a lovely idea.
Oh, doing the floss Santa.
So let's have a look. So there was Santa surfing on candy canes or snowman doing the floss, but I think totally we'll go with what you said and do Santa doing the floss.
Let's
see if the floss
actually
is. Yeah, because it might be him flossing his teeth, mightn't it? Which is quite the same. So let's see.
Well, his teeth are very white. Well, when you see them, obviously, because it's usually hidden by his beard. He is doing the floss. Love that.
I don't think he's so sure about doing the floss on that one. He's very happy
terrified
floss on that one.
And I think V3 is more me doing the floss. It's me concentrating so hard.
Oh, look.
I think that's great.
It is, isn't it? What was the other one? Surfing on candy canes, wasn't it? So let's try.
Yeah, Santa surfing on candy canes.
Comes out with. But it just, obviously we're playing around with this, but it just goes to show you can literally generate anything in any style that you want. You know, because a big part of your, oh, they're fun.
That's brilliant.
Yes. And you know, a big part of your post, before they even get to that fabulous caption that you've written, is you need an eye-catching image or video to stop them scrolling. Because there's obviously, social media is obviously very, very busy. People will be scrolling through lots and lots of content, and you want something that's going to make them stop. And all of the images that we've looked at today, you know, are eye-catching, are fun, and that would make me stop. I want to know what this is about. You know, Santa doing the floss, you'd stop and you'd think, why is Santa doing the floss? I need to know what this is about. So yeah, they're lovely. And then we have it. So we've generated, so from those 3 ideas, we've generated kind of 3 posts per one. So effectively we'd have, you know, 9 posts about Christmas from 3 ideas that we kind of generated in very little time that could, that would fill your feeds for a good amount of time, leading up to Christmas. So
it's literally 2 or 3 minutes a post, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, definitely. Wonderful.
And it just, we're all busy. We've all got businesses to run. We know how important social media is and needs to be engaging, but spending, an hour or two creating content is that just sort of feels a bit frustrating. So what the AI does and what Maybe does is help you do your best work faster, doesn't it? And there's so much training in the platform. If you get stuck, even if you don't know how to create an Instagram post or a story, you can we've got a magic blue button in the platform. Well, I call it a magic blue button. It's a chat button, but you can ask anything in Maybe. And there's our session today, isn't there? And there's sessions every other day of the week you can drop into with human beings and ask questions, find out how to do a thing. So don't ever get stuck. This is what we're about. We're about helping you to do social media really well and to drive sales and awareness and engagement. That's what it's for. So what's our last one? Oh, well, you can't go wrong with that.
Quite sad about this, but Christmas Eve pajama party. This, I suppose, lots of people have different Christmas Eve traditions, but this is just a nice one just to help people get ready for Christmas. Hopefully everything's done, so why not share on Instagram stories, just at the point when your business closes and you get home, when you put the kettle on or pour yourself a glass of something or put a Christmas movie on, whatever you're actually doing, why not share it and just say to people, hope you're ready for Christmas. Happy Christmas. It's been, lovely to see you all over the weeks leading up to now. Glad that I can help with the shopping, whatever it is that you've helped people to do in the lead up to Christmas. This is the point where you can just do that final bit of connecting them with them before Christmas, just to say, yeah. And so therefore, if they want to get together with you on a virtual party in your PJs, I'm not sure how many people would want to go online in their PJs, but some people might have fabulous PJs.
My feed just gets full of friends and family all dressed in matching pajamas. We discussed it before, didn't we? Not something my husband would even think of entertaining. I mean, just no chance. But my kids, you always have Christmas pajamas, and that's what you open on Christmas Eve. And we have our Christmas pajamas on Christmas Eve, and we all get out of bed, bedraggled in the morning, and have our breakfast and open our presents in them. But yeah, they're not matching in our household, but people do love sharing their Christmas jammies. It's a proper thing.
Yeah. And yeah, if you've got them and it is your thing, then totally, why not, isn't it? Why not? But yeah, we don't here either. But well, I think I said before, my son doesn't wear pajamas at all. He refuses. So it just wouldn't happen in this house. But if you do it, then totally, why not share it? There. So that's us. We've reached the end of our ideas. So I'm just gonna share with you, as promised, the booking link.
Brilliant. So
Sarah,
it's just saying loading at the moment.
Oh, as soon as I went into full screen view, it said stopping share. So I might have to share it.
There we go. There it is. It's there.
It's not full screen, but you can see what you need to see. So that's good.
Yes. So as a Bira member, just to remind you, you have 14-day free trial, but you also have 50% off any of our plans, either social or business plans. There are lots more tools in the box just than social media. It's all about bringing digital into your business and using AI to help you do your best work faster. But the way you need to get into your account and to sign up for your free trial is to go to maybetech.com/Bira-booking. So that's maybetech.com/Bira-booking. We do get very busy after each of the webinars. So do hit that button fast and book your time in. And then it'll be either me or Hannah that's with me, or another Hannah, or even Danny. We've got a big team of us that will jump on and help you get set up with your account, and you can start using AI to create your content.
Yeah. You'll be generating Santa flossing in no time, or any Christmas character flossing, or whatever you want. That's the whole beauty of it. You can just create whatever you want, which is